Well, good morning. It's a good Friday to you. Hope you have had a great week this week, and that everything has gone well, and that you're looking forward to a great weekend. Nothing big really on our schedule. Well, I'm lying to you. I'm looking at the calendar right now. We have a Rise Against Hunger event tomorrow where we'll pack thousands of meals for those in need all over the world, and we'll send them off and let our blessings flow to help them. And then Sunday we got a baptism. So another baptism here at church. God is blessing our church in amazing ways, and we are so thankful for God's goodness here at St. Matthew's. If you're looking for a place to worship on Sunday morning, we'd love to have you worship here at St. Matthew's and be part of the great things that God's doing here at our church. Today, great story. One of the most fun stories in all the Bible to me. So we're going to be reading Luke chapter 8, verse 26 through 39. When they had arrived at the country of the Gerasenes, which is opposite of Galilee, as he stepped out of the land, a man of the city who had demons met him. For a long time he had worn no clothes, and he did not live in a house, but in the tombs. When he saw Jesus, he fell down before him and shouted at the top of his voice, "What have you to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I beg you, do not torment me." For Jesus had commanded the unclean spirit to come out of the man. For many times it had seized him, and he was kept under guard and bound with chains and shackles, but he would break the bonds and be driven by the demon to the wild. Then Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" He said, "Legion," for he had many demons had entered him. They begged him not they begged him not to order them back into the abyss. Now there on the hillside was a large herd of swine was feeding, and the demons begged Jesus to let them enter these, so he gave them permission. The demons came out of the man and entered the swine, and the herd rushed down the steep bank into the lake and was drowned. When the swineherd saw what had happened, they ran off and told the city and the country. Then people came out to see what had happened. When they came to Jesus, they found the man from whom the demons had gone sitting at the feet of Jesus, clothed and in his right mind, and they were afraid. Those who had seen it told them how the one who had been possessed by the demons had been healed. Then all the people of the surrounding country of the Gerasenes asked Jesus to leave them, for they were seized with great fear. So he got into the boat and returned. The man from whom the demons had gone begged that he might be with them, but Jesus sent him away, saying, "Return to your home. Declare how much God has done for you." So he went away, proclaiming throughout the city how much Jesus had done for him. Great story. I've actually been to the spot here in the Holy Land where this happened. The Sea of Galilee has receded from this point now, so you can see the cliff where the pigs jumped off, but the sea is not actually there. It's kind of moved a little bit, but it's not too far. You can see where this happened. So there's an old church. By the way, an old church in the Holy Land means a church of the first century. Over 2,000 years old. An old church there, and it's very cool. But this is such a cool story. Let me tell you what's happening here. Tell you what's happening here. So my granny used to tell me, and I'm sure your granny did the same thing, that in the woods out behind our house, there's a boogeyman. And if you went out at night into those woods, that boogeyman was going to get you. Every Southern child probably had their grandmother tell them of some boogeyman out in the woods who's going to get them. Growing up where I grew up, you had the supposedly a black panther out in the woods. They always said the black panther. It sounds like a baby, and so the black panther cries out and is trying to draw you in with the cry of the baby, and it's going to eat you when you get to it. And there was apparently a Chattawal monster which lived south of Macomb out in the woods, and the Chattawal monster was apparently some train car flipped over years ago, and some monkeys got out, and there was this angry monkey out in the woods. So, every little town has its monster out in the woods. Every grandmother tells their grandkids about the monster in the woods that's going to eat them if they go out at night. That's just what that's just what we do around the South. Well, same in Jesus' day. So Jewish mamas told their little boys, "Don't cross the Galilee. Don't go over to the other side." In fact, if you read the scriptures, you know what you see? Anytime Jesus wanted folks to leave him alone, he went to the other side of Galilee, of the Sea of Galilee. Why is that? Because mamas told their little boys, like, you ever wondered, for the Jewish people, pigs are unclean. Pigs are unclean, right? You ever wonder why there were pigs in this little town? Here's why. This was a Roman town. This was a Roman settlement. These were not Jews in this part of the world. These were Gentiles. And the Gentiles did all manner of things the Jews considered unclean, like keep pigs, like have a cemetery right in the middle of town. What's wrong with you people? The cemetery's unclean. Put it out where nobody's nearby. You people got a cemetery in the middle of your town. What's wrong with you? That would have been unclean in the Jewish tradition. So Jewish mamas would tell their, or grandmamas would tell their little babies, don't cross the Sea of Galilee. Because you know what you're going to find on the Sea of Galilee? You cross over, you know what you're going to find? You're going to find Gentiles. And they're going to have cemeteries there. And they're going to have pigs there. And they're even going to be naked because nakedness was uncleanliness too. So they told him, don't go over there because you're going to find naked Gentiles with pigs in a cemetery. All their worst fears. All their worst fears. Everything that a good little Jewish boy would fear was right there. And Jesus sails across the sea, and what do they find? A naked guy full of demons in a cemetery with a bunch of pigs. That's Gentile. All of it's true. Everything their mama told them was terrible was true. Mama was right. Grandma was right. All their worst fears in one place. What's Jesus do? Same way he calmed the storm in the passage before. What does he do here? He calms the man. Jesus is greater than all of these fears. All the things they're afraid of, all the things their mamas told them to be scared of, all these things. We see here in this passage that Jesus is greater than all of these things, and Jesus calms all of these things. And yeah, friends, there may be naked Gentiles in cemeteries surrounded by pigs on the other side of that lake, but Jesus is greater. Jesus is greater. He's greater than our fears. He's greater than our concerns. He's greater than our doubts and our worries and all those things. He is greater. It's like if you're like me, you probably watch a lot of VeggieTales. God is bigger than the boogeyman. He's bigger than the monsters on TV. God's bigger than the boogeyman. He's watching out for you and me. So, VeggieTales teaches us a true story. God is bigger than the boogeyman. Because what the disciples encountered here was the boogeyman of their fears. And Jesus is greater. So he heals him. And then he wants to follow Jesus. And Jesus says, no, don't. You're not going to follow me. You're going to do something hard. You're going to do something harder than follow me. You're going to stay here. You're going to stay in your hometown. And you're going to tell folks about me. So as wonderful as it is to take mission trips, as wonderful as it is to travel and go off and tell folks about Jesus, frankly, friends, it's just as important to stay where God's planted us, to stay in our hometowns, stay in our communities, stay where we are, and tell folks about Jesus. It's our job, is to tell folks about Jesus, to tell folks how Jesus has healed us, how he has made it right, how he has restored us and saved us and given us new life through the power of the Holy Spirit. He has healed us. He has made us whole. So yes, God's bigger than whatever it is we fear. God's bigger than whatever it is that worries us. God is bigger than whatever it is that consumes us. He's bigger than these things. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid today, friends. Whatever it is you're facing, whatever it is that seems overwhelming, whatever it is that seems too much, don't be afraid. Because God is bigger. God is with us. God will not leave us. God will not forsake us. And he's bigger than all of our fears. So today, the wisdom of Jesus is that he is bigger than our fears. The wisdom of VeggieTales is he's bigger than the boogeyman. So if you run up upon the Chattawam monster somewhere in the woods out beside a Bogachetta, don't worry. Even if it's mean and ugly, and got red eyes like was told it did, God's bigger. God's bigger. So don't be afraid. No matter what your fears, don't be afraid. God is with us. So, hey, thanks for being with us today. Hope you have a great weekend this weekend, and we will see you bright and early as we continue in Luke's Gospel. Have a great night, great day. See you.